Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome all to our regular session. So today, Thursday, the 18th of June, we're approaching the midway of the year. Time to reflect, time to look at where we were at the start of this year and where we are today. Time to look at how things have shifted for us and reevaluate what is of value to you, what is of value to you today, and what was of value to you 3 months ago. And so we approach this midway point of this year. And as we have approaching this midway point, we are finding that particularly those people who are engaged in meditation, they're engaged in self-care, engaged in looking after themselves, are beginning to experience spaces in which the good bit is that we have peace, we have a level of contentment, level of acceptance, and we can flow with the changes. But meditation has certain effects or side effects, and today I want to focus a little bit on this because there's very little talk out there from the so-called teachers of meditation um, about what I would call some of the impact of meditation on our psychology, and in particular our shadow psychology. Psychology, because the more light we bring into our. So, what is meditation? Meditation is simply awareness. Yes, it is awareness being developed, cultivated slowly and over time. So, you can look at this as a meditation is making the light brighter. Okay, so let's use that metaphor. It's putting, so imagine you have a light in a room and it begins, it's quite dim, and then you use one of those little switches in which you can dimmers that you can increase the brightness. So meditation is increasing the brightness within us. So as this brightness increases, we begin to notice the cobwebs in the room, right? So it isn't that the cobwebs have all of a sudden emerged because the light is getting brighter. They've always been there. So what are these cobwebs? Well, these cobwebs are part of our subpersonality. And what is a subpersonality? Well, there's a shadow bit and a personality. So let's look at this. So you have a personality that is the face of the world, the one that you use to face the world. Then you have a personality that is slightly modified when you are being a friend. Then there is another variation in your sense of self, your personality, when you are with a child, when you are with your siblings, your parents. And then there is one when you are by yourself, and then there is one when you're having your shower. So these, and then there's one that has recreation, and there's one that likes to go out and party. So we have all these different elements, and then there's one that's to do with your spirituality. So all of these subpersonalities are little elements of your whole sense of self. And these subpersonalities begin to have conflicts. So, for example, there's a personality in you that likes time and effort and self uh, self development, self just being by yourself, being away from demands. And if you are a mother or a carer or in a rich situation where people are constantly demanding attention from you, then there the personalities within you create a conflict because there's one that wants one bit, and actually the personality that's now in control when you're meeting with everyone else and meeting with all these demands takes majority of your time and attention, and therefore this creates little conflicts within us. Then as we begin to become more aware of ourselves, we begin to recognize elements of our behavior. And this may emerge as anger, things that we don't like about ourselves, things that we judge ourselves to be wrong, not to be right, things that could be better. Oh, I wish I was taller. I wish I was this. I wish I was that. You know, these and they may seem fairly trivial um, self doubts, but the thing is, they create a sense of self within us that over time is negating a part of us. It's not accepting us. And therefore, we push it away and we push these little hurts that we have, emotional concerns that we have, and we overcome after a while. We push our traumas deep down. And sometimes we don't process them. Like, for example, when the whole COVID sham stuff started, um, the impact of the fear and the anger and the insecurity are the essential ingredients. The stress of that situation are the essential ingredients for post traumatic stress disorder, which we will begin to see as this crisis eases from this side and as as the other bit emerges. So those people who have held their meditation, etc., have done exceptionally well and kept things together as best as they can. Now, going back to our shadow self, going back to the bits about ourselves, which are these internal barriers that we want to get through somehow. These internal barriers that we have, walls that are created within us, and we can't get through. So we are not looking at, and the more you fight with these things, the more you have this internal conflict, the more distressed you're going to get. Your mind, my mind, is full of thoughts. Hundreds of thousands of thoughts in a day. Read somewhere, it's, I think, something like 70,000 thoughts in a day, of which you could probably remember maybe 100, if that. Goes to show, just imagine having, 50,000 people walk through your living room every day, and how the state that it leaves you with. And the same is for our mind. When we have so much traffic in it, it kind of leaves us a bit bewildered. And then on top of that, particularly when we do a level of self judgment, where we condemn something about ourselves, then this creates a dialogue. As soon as you make a judgment of any process or any event, internal or external, the soon as you've made a judgment, if you make a judgment that you like it, then your psychology will run towards wanting more of it. If you've made a judgment you don't like it, your psychology will create a process within you, an emotion which is to do with aversion and resistance, and you will push what you don't like away, or you will move away, or you will push it, bury it within yourself. This over time then becomes our problems. So the judgment, our self judgment, our self criticism can happen within these sub personalities. So one personality, one sub personality judges the other. Oh, you should be doing more meditation. Oh, you should be eating more healthily. Because there's one part of you that wants that, and there's a part of you that can't have that, or doesn't have that, or doesn't have an easy access to that. So you judge yourself. So if you remain in this judgment space, if you are having this internal conflict most of the time, then really it will occupy you. It will take you away from yourself. It will make you create a dissonance within you, internal dissonance. Not so you will be conflicted, and even though you may not have that conflict out at the front, it will be in there. So meditation, because of the fact that it opens up our awareness to ourselves, can expose these conflicts. So you may be angry, you may have been angry, you may have acted in a way that you look back and think, oh God, I wish I'd have done that. and then give yourself a hard time. Oh, I am so bad. I wish I hadn't done that. This isn't what good people do. Blah, 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 blah. Now, if you begin to go down that process, then what all you're doing is, as a result of that initial judgment, I wish I didn't want to do that, may lead you to another judgment or another conclusion. I'm not a good person. Why do I have to act like this? There must be something wrong with me. I must be ill. And then you create these little scenarios within yourself and you remain there. And this can create a sense of psychosis. Yeah, sense of psychosis. So it can create a sense of internal conflict that um, that really doesn't need to be there once we understand what's going on. So the first thing I want to tell you is that meditation can lead us there, and it's okay. It's okay, because what you're doing is you're doing a bit of spring cleaning. You opening up and you're seeing all the cobwebs and saying, God, you know what? There's all these judgments about me to do with myself. There's all these internal conflicts going on. So there are a couple of methods we can deal with this. One method is that you keep fighting these internal walls, but remember that these internal conflicts are not physical armies. Do you know what I mean? They're just your thoughts. Recognizing the conflict is stage one. Then, as you become more aware of this conflict, there is a part of you that believes one side more than the other, depending on how we internalize this internal conflict. So we try to look at the good side of us against the bad side. Well, my friends, the thing is, you're both of them. You are both. You are a sinner and you're a saint. The bigger the sinner, the bigger the saint. You are the soldier, but you are also the sage. This is what it means to be whole. This is what it means to accept ourselves. When a child is born, you'll notice the reason they are so joyful is because they accept themselves for what they are. Black, white, short, long, doesn't make any difference. It is total acceptance. Acceptance that when I don't get something, I will cry and I will make a scene. But that is me. And as soon as that's over, I am someone else. Acceptance. They don't hold on to that. Acceptance is normally uh, a decision that we need to come to over a period of some internal work. Acceptance is based on non acceptance of things, is based on ideas and on other people's influence. This is unacceptable, this is unacceptable, this is unacceptable. Um, Other people's opinion. What will people say if they find out that thou um, doesn't meditate 24/7? Or he swears and he cusses, and I do cuss and I do swear, but that doesn't mean that there is anything sinful or there is anything bad about it. The point is, it's how you see yourself, not to offend another. It's not about I want to speak my truth and offend people as a result of it, but it means I hold my integrity. I accept my shadow self. So when I am angry or I have lost the plot for a while, um, then and I reflect back, yes, there's a judgment. I shouldn't have done that. But really, rather than trying to beat myself over it, the question is, why did I do this? Ask yourself the question. Well, maybe I was provoked, or maybe there was a situation, circumstances that brought it all about. But then accept that if it wasn't within you, how could you have expressed it? If that emotion wasn't within you, how could you have expressed it? So it is part and parcel of you. So we accept that yes, we make mistakes and it's okay to make mistakes. In fact, that's the only way we're going to move forward is to make mistakes. And it's good to make mistakes because it is through our mistakes we learn how to, from crawling, how to walk, and from walking, how to run, and so on and so forth. So, acceptance. Acceptance is when we begin to recognize that we cannot be one side of the coin. We cannot be one side of the coin. The gurus of the Sikhs demonstrated this, where there was profound peace with Guru Arjan Dev Ji sitting on this hot plate in June or end of May to demonstrate that every human had the right to choose and believe what they want to believe. Human right, basic human right. To the guru that actually wore the sword and carried the rosary. Because it's absolutely natural to have two sides to all existence: life, no life, birth, death, light, dark, up, down, male, female. The whole thing is in duality. Everything exists in duality. You are no different. You cannot be any different, right? The lily cannot be the rose. And if the lily wants to be the rose, one, it will always be miserable. Two, it will never become a rose. And three, it will never become a lily either. So, first, we have both sides of the coin, and it's okay. Then the second element is this: only after you have judged yourself and condemned yourself at times will you then learn what it means to forgive yourself. Because to forgive yourself for being so judgmental about yourself and creating so many internal conflicts, there comes a time when we have to forgive ourselves for the hurt we have created for ourselves. Self acceptance begins when we start to bring the whole process of our internal conflicts, allow them to integrate and merge. And yes, we will exhibit the element of our being, our existence that creates harmony, that is constructive, that creates love, that creates relationships, that brings meaning to life and purpose to life. But when the time comes, we will also pick up the sword and defend what is right to defend. The Buddhists, the reason the Buddhists cannot be found in India, even though Buddha actually merged with his wisdom from India, is because turn the other cheek. Karma turned the other cheek. So the Brahmins basically saw the superiority of the Buddhist worldview and teachings and decided to execute them. And it is said that 250,000 were burnt in one day. Why? Because they were unable to defend themselves. Of course, the Shaolin tradition then went in a different way, and the Zen tradition with the samurai went in a different way. So you can see that there has to be two sides to every coin. And there is no difference between you and everything else out there. Accept your shortcomings, bless your suffering, recognize that this life is not about being perfect, but this life is about savoring the moment of being alive and savoring it without causing distress to another or yourself. And if you can achieve that, my friends, you have got the fruit and the juice of life itself in one bite. And that's really what it's all about because ultimately, life only ends with death. So, accepting death and accepting our mortality allows us to ground ourselves in the present moment. And no one is going to judge you apart from yourself. So begin to recognize that not all your judgments are judgments which are appropriate. There is no perfection to meet. The only method to go through this is through becoming the witness. No condemnation, no judgment, no believing the internal dialogue. If you had something that you made a mistake or misdemeanor, such is life. See it, don't repeat it, but do not condemn yourself. For to condemn yourself, you are killing yourself without anyone else doing anything else. It will destroy your self esteem, it will destroy your confidence, and it will destroy you as a human. So, meditation leads to awareness, awareness leads to our inner psychology where we see more of it and there are bits of it that are conflicting. It's okay. It goes to show your progress, you're progressing. So rather than condemning yourself, see it for what it is, become the witness. Remember, it's only thoughts. These wars, these internal conflicts aren't real. They're just thoughts, things that you believe and things that you work within. Okay, I think I've gone on enough about it. So today really is about all meditation isn't all about fairies and unicorns and rainbows. You know, there are other elements to this, and I will add other things to it if it's necessary as we go along. Um, in terms of the contraindications associated with meditation. Something that the Flame Center has been uh, teaching maybe now for 4 or 5 years, every so often, and again is leading the way. Again is leading the way. So, shall we go into our meditation? So today our meditation isn't going to be to do with the sound. Today our meditation is about presence and being present. And in this presence is to look at ourselves with the eyes of kindness, with the eyes of a smiling child. It's okay. You know, you're okay. You're perfect in your imperfections. You're perfect in your imperfections. So shake your hand, shoulders a little bit. Make sure your back is straight and upright. Pull your shoulders back. Close your eyes and close your mouth. As you breathe in, bring your focus to yourself. Begin to notice the body. And if your mind is running around too much, give yourself permission. Give it a couple of minutes to run around, to think about whatever it wants to think about, and then just bring it back to your body. As you begin to sense your body, notice if there's any understanding or recognition of size. From this inner perspective, is size relevant to your body? Dimension relevant to your body? Or is there just a sense of being present within a physical structure? Just see if you can notice that. Now, notice if there's anything dominant within the body, like pain or ache or anything like that, that's dominant at this moment. So, your intention is just simply to be present, and you're going to focus your attention on your body. Now, bring your focus to the floor or the chair that you're sitting on. Allow your body to be held there, which means you can loosen a little bit. And your body is not going to go anywhere. This physical structure is not going to go anywhere. Notice the sensations where your body makes contact with the chair or the floor. And as you breathe in, bring this focus upwards so you become aware of your hips. As you breathe out, bring this focus down towards your thighs. From your knees, bring this focus down towards your ankles. From your ankles, become aware of your feet. And then from your feet, see if you can become aware of the soles of your feet as best as you can. Don't struggle. Be gentle. Bring your focus back to the chair or the floor. And let's scan the back. So bring your awareness upwards towards the lower back. Next breath in, up towards the middle back. Next breath in, up towards shoulder blades. And then from your shoulders, notice that your shoulders are not hunched. And if you were to pull them slightly back, your chest feels open. Now bring your focus down from your shoulders to your elbows, from your elbows to your wrists, from your wrists to the palms of your hands, and then moving to the fingers. Notice how loose your fingers feel. Bring your focus to the back of your neck. Stretch. Pull your chin in. Notice the neck stretching. Bring your focus to your eyes. First, notice that your eyes are in fact closed. And they're gently closed. They're not tightly closed. And notice you can still have awareness of darkness, becoming aware of awareness. Allow this part of the body to soften and relax. Bring your focus to your tongue. Notice if it's soft or hard, firm. If it's firm, allow it to soften. Scan your tongue from the back of your throat all the way to the tip. And again. Notice the sensations on the roof of your mouth, inside your cheeks, and allow your jaw to drop. As you breathe in, come back to your body. Notice if your body feels firm and solid, embedded in this moment of now, here. Wherever you are, you can't be anywhere else. And wherever you are connected to all that's around you. You're connected to what you sit on, the house, the place that you occupy, the locality, the trees, the flowers, the birds, the clouds that are overhead right now. Everything that exists in this moment of now is connected to your physical body. And this moment, this body, is connected to all that ever has been. And this body is connected to all that ever will be. Hold your focus to your body. Notice its solidity. Notice its embeddedness in the moment of now. Bring your focus to your chest. Ask yourself, how do you feel in this moment of now? Settled, unsettled, anxious, not anxious, secure, unsecure, feeling safe, feeling unsafe, comfortable, uncomfortable. Where do you sit right now? How do you feel? Next, open your awareness slightly and begin to listen to the sounds that are close to you. And then opening your awareness, listening to the sounds that are around you. Follow this sound as far as you can. Gently bring your focus just beneath your nose. Draw a slow, deep breath in. Hold and relax. Now hold your focus just beneath your nose. Begin to watch the breath coming in, breath going out. Allow the breath to breathe by itself. If you find that your focus has drifted, notice where it's drifted and then gently bring it back to your breath. There's an in-breath that comes in. There's a tiny little gap. There's an out-breath that goes out. And there's a tiny little gap. As best as you can, see if you can notice these four parts of your breath. Allow the breath to breathe by itself. Notice there's a start of your in-breath and there's an end of your in-breath. There's a start of your out-breath, there's an end of your out-breath. See if you can notice that. Stay with your breath. Try to notice the start of the in-breath, end of the in-breath. Start of the out-breath, end of the out-breath. Now bring your focus to your out-breath in particular and follow it all the way till the end. See if you can identify exactly when it finishes. And with every out breath, allow your body to relax further, allowing you to go deeper and deeper into this moment. See if you can notice the little gap at the end of your out breath. How long does it last before the in breath begins? Notice how your breath feels now. Does your breath feel fast or does it feel slow? Does your breath feel long or does it feel short? Smooth or does it feel erratic? Does your breath feel cold or does it feel warm? Does your breath have a sound? Try and listen to the in breath as it comes in. Try and listen to the out breath as it goes out. Listening to the in breath as it comes in, listening to the out breath as it goes out, as best as you can. On your next breath out, open your awareness, begin to listen to the sounds around you. You're not looking for sounds, you're not seeking them out, you're acting like a receiver. There are sounds that may be in front of you, sounds that may be behind you, sounds that are on either side of you, sounds from all around you. The sound of the bell, and see if you can notice the silence at the end. Allow each bell to take you as far as possible simply by listening. Bring your focus to your experience you're having in the moment of now. Notice that this place has an element of stillness and silence, that there's only you here. Only you, as a singular entity, can have this experience. There is no judgment here because there is silence and smell. This awareness is embedded in this moment of now. This is your light. There is no judgment for this light. This is simply awareness. Just the intention to smile can transform this present moment to a moment of joy, gratitude for the life that you have, gratitude for the wisdom that you're blessed with, gratitude for this moment, for many can't share this, gratitude for the peace that you feel. Gently bring your focus towards your body. Notice you're still sitting in the same place. You have sensations where your body makes contact with the chair or the floor. You can sense your legs all the way down to your feet. Your back is still upright. Shoulders, arms, and hands are relaxed. Your eyes are still closed. Your mouth is still closed. Your face is relaxed. Coming back to your breath. As the breath comes in, notice you can sense your body. And as the breath goes out, you can sense your body. Bringing some of that peace back within you. Breathing in, you can sense your body. Breathing out, you can sense your body. When you hear the next bell, Use this bell to draw a few deep breaths in, and in your own good time, opening your eyes. Take your time. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Remember, you are perfect in your imperfections. Just recognizing our misdemeanors here and there and allowing ourselves to be imperfect helps us to accept ourselves. Fear is the only barrier to accepting yourself. So may you and I all be given strength to be whole. Look after yourselves. We will see you soon. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji